Well, I'm excited to be here. My name is Carrie Dickey, and Freddie says go grab all your blue collar people. So do it, do it, do it. Go grab them now. Fred.
Oh, is it being recorded, Carrie?
Oh my gosh.
Thank
Maybe
you.
I thought you know what? Sometimes I have to press twice. Thank you.
Not yet. Yeah,
It didn't work.
it didn't work.
Okay,
Okay, it didn't work. Ready?
that's
Recording
I
in
didn't record the
progress.
last one.
No, you did.
I did.
You did.
Oh my gosh. Carrie Dickey here. Whoop, almost fumbled the ball, but I did not. So Fred Hodgins is here and he says, you got to bring the blue collar people to listen because I got a presentation for them. So go get him. Go get him. Fred's a husband to Shirley for 40 years. Wow. And they have two amazing adult married daughters and 7 grandchildren. You are a lucky man. They own a 100-acre regenerative farm. Fred grew up in a construction family in an oil and gas town in southern Ontario. He worked for a major oil company as an industrial electrician. While taking courses in economics, he found the biggest personal tax breaks came from owning your own business. After several forays into different businesses, he put a $30,000 deposit down to buy a franchise when a colleague introduced him to the ABC Investigative News Report. Wow. Within a year of joining LifeVantage, he retired from his job in the refinery, where after 32 years of work, his pension is less than $6,000 per year. Very interesting fact. Now has time to spend with his family, especially those precious grandchildren, while continuing to expand LifeVantage. They have plans to build their dream home on their homestead. What a great story, Fred. Thank you for sharing, and we look forward to hearing you tonight. Take it away, Fred
Okay.
Hodgins.
All right. Well,
Freddie.
thank you so much, Carrie, for that awesome introduction. And you've been a blessing to us and so many people. And the most difficult part right now is going to be starting this presentation. First, I do a screen share.
I believe in you. Screen share and then
Screen share, and then right here, get the right screen. Got 2 screens.
yep, you got it.
And then I got to pick one more button to start a couple slides here.
Boom.
Boom. There we go. All right. So as Carrie said, and Carrie's amazing. We're so grateful to her and for all the people that she helps. So this is me and my wife. Right at this moment, we are 62 and she is 67. So she either robbed the cradle or these products really, really work. And as you could tell from that introduction, I am a blue collar guy, grew up in a blue collar town, and something just happened to my other screen here. So, okay, we'll just go with it. Are you still seeing this, the slide?
Yeah, we got it. Yep.
Okay. So it's not going to the next one. I did
click directly on it. Just click right in the middle of it somewhere. And it should advance.
And so, yeah, blue collar guy. And my wife has her master's degree in social work. So she is the professional. But, and, you know, we had a tough time having a family. And these are the product of that family. We've got 2 daughters, both married, wonderful kids, wonderful girls. And the little guy in the yellow shirt in the middle, today he fell on the ice and smashed his head and's got a golf ball or bigger goose egg on his head. He lives in Alberta with his family, and that's a set of twins in there. And we're flying to Alberta tomorrow. And so because of LifeVantage, we don't have any restrictions on our time. So we're going to just talk about our company, LifeVantage, and what we do. And we're going to start out on the product side. We take it, we feel it, and we share it. And don't we always share something that we believe in or something that's good? And we're in front of a major breakthrough in biology. That's one of the main things I'm going to be talking about, a breakthrough in cellular activation. So write that down because that is so important. That's what we're going to talk about. Nobody does what LifeVantage does. And we're so far ahead of the curve that the other people, everyone else is in the parking garage. And so, and we just like to look our best, feel our best, and have fun. And there's nothing wrong with making money and making a difference. So it all started back in 2005 when John Quinones and his ABC investigative news team found out about this little biotech company that had a breakthrough in biology and had some patents, right? And so they came into this little company in Colorado. And if you haven't seen this ABC report, make sure you get back to the person that invited you or talked to you. And if you have seen it, I encourage you to watch it again. There is so much gold in there as far as health and science and breakthroughs. And even a blue collar guy like me kind of understood it. Like, if this is true, this is a big deal. So as we look at this slide right here with this product, Protandim was our breakthrough product. And so if you don't take Protandim, about at the age of 20, right here, our oxidative stress levels start going up and going up and going up. And that is cellular. And so after Protandim, this blue line, and this is a published study. So this is not Fred Hodgins, the blue collar guy that was an electrician, started out as a tank car loader, is saying, right? I don't expect anybody to believe anything I say, but do your research. And after Protandim, they couldn't tell the difference in the blood markers between the 20-year-old and the 78-year-old. And the second doctor in that video said something that just caught my attention and grabbed me. And that was when he said, I didn't want to wait till I was 80 to find out I should have been taking this. And my wife and I have always cared about our health and done the next thing, whether it was hair analysis or iridology. We just wanted to be the best we could. And so when I saw cellular activation and reducing oxidative stress, we had to dig deeper. And so what is oxidative stress, or what does it cause? What does it, I'll use the word damage, but it's, and aging isn't a disease, but as we age and, just look at someone between, look at our parents, and actually, so my age and what we looked like at 50 and 40 and 30. And so free radical oxidative stress, that's what it is oxidative stress causes free radical damage. And so as we look at that circle around, right, that octagon, I think that's an octagon, the kidneys, joints, lungs, brain, immune system, organs, eyes, heart, skin. So wouldn't we want that to be functioning properly? Well, there's a website called the U.S. National Library of Medicine called PubMed, and it stands for publicationmedicine.gov. When you go there, you can find any study about anything, and you just type in oxidative stress, and it's over, I think, 325,000 studies, give or take a few. And this slide always turns blue on me. I don't know why, but it's supposed to be a white background. But why do we have oxidative stress? There's over 80,000 new chemicals been introduced since the Industrial Revolution. I don't think when we think about that, most of us just know the world has changed, right? It's got more complicated, and all these chemicals, and they're in our food now, right? I'm a farmer. They're in our food. They're in our soil, right? Herbicides, pesticides, fungicides. I think it's very, very hard to have a good diet today, even eating all organic, because the way they do the organics isn't necessarily what we think, right? There's a lot of misinformation in labeling, I'll put it that way. Smoking, alcohol, air pollution, poor sleep, high stress, little to no exercise, or on the other side, too much exercise causes oxidative stress. It seems like we're in quite a pickle, doesn't it? And so what does it feel like as we're aging and feeling more oxidative stress? And today, I think people younger are feeling the oxidative stress load sooner than probably our parents and our grandparents did. So chronic fatigue, no energy, brain fog, all of these things, I think we just know. We just look at this picture on the right-hand side, that nice pink healthy cell. Again, I'm not a biologist, but doesn't that just look like a brand new little baby? Like my little grandson. And as it changes, and it's not as good. Look at the 80-year-old compared to a new baby. And so what is the breakthrough was activation, was a product called Protandim. It's 5 herbs that are pressed together They're cold pressed together, and it has all the testing from the ground up, and it's just 5 common herbs. And I didn't know it. I maybe knew green tea, of course, and turmeric because you made some cooking, but I didn't know any of the others. And I thought milk thistle's a weed, right? We tried to kill it on the farm, need to harvest it. And these ingredients at that recipe, at that level that the scientists put together, it turned on our survival genes, our T killer cells, and our Nrf2 pathway, and it reduced oxidative stress amongst all these other things that I just mentioned. And that was in 2005. So you can imagine, or in today, there's nobody that's even caught up to it. So even though it's almost 20 years later, no one's caught up to it. And so these are some of the institutions. And when I saw this, Ohio State, National Institute on Aging, Virginia Commonwealth, Harvard, Colorado State, Louisiana State, American Heart Association, I knew that every one of those universities had people smarter than me. They might not have been able to load a tank car full of propane, but I couldn't do what they did. And when they put millions of dollars into research and validated this product, that was a no-brainer for me. So LifeVantage didn't stop there. Because of the science they had, and they were learning activation as they went along too, because that was a new science. And so they started activating more pathways. They just recently, a little over a year ago, brought out a product, a liquid collagen. And to be honest, I didn't know nothing. I didn't know anything about collagen, whether it was liquid or powder or anything. I didn't know anything about that. So I didn't know. I didn't even think about the scan. But this is in the journal, I think, Guardian, and over 20 of the 20,000 or so different proteins in our body, like who knew, there was one that dominates more than any other. And without it, our cells would simply collapse in on themselves. Our skeletons and blood vessels would disintegrate, and we would be little more than blobs of shapeless tissue. I think that paints a pretty good picture. And so collagen goes way beyond skin deep. And you can just kind of look at this slide or come back and get the recording. I'm not going to read all this, but look at this cute little bottle that the company developed. Well, they didn't do it just because it's cute. They did it because it was liquid. It was the dark glass has a reason for the dark glass. The small little bottle, I don't know if you can see my picture. It's in my hand here, if you can see that. It's just a little bottle, holds 50 milliliters, because it can keep the right amounts of all the ingredients together. So what makes this unique? What makes it best? The best in the market? Well, that top word, activate. Again, we're the activation company. So this collagen can actually activate our body's ability to create more collagen. It's kind of crazy, right? But our scientists and Lisa Barnes, they figured this out, and also replenish our collagen and maintain. And so let me just hit the next slide here. And so when you read this slide and you see it activates these genes, and does anybody, even other than maybe Lisa Barnes, our chief science officer, know what they do? Yeah, I know there is people, but increases it by more than 5 times. Activates SOD, superoxide dismutase, by 2,700%. That's 27 times. Activates the catalase gene by 202%. That's crazy. And so it's because of these ingredients. In the US, this formula has red ruby quinoa. In the international markets, where I am in Canada, there's a different formula. But the scientists that we have figured out a way to do it where it works in the 2 different blends that we have across the world. So you can be confident no matter where you are, whether it's the UK or Japan or any of our other markets. And so a picture's worth 1,000 words. Look at this slide here. And this is at week 0. Right. And so we're looking at the collagen density, and it's the yellow. And as we look over 4 weeks later, there's a lot more yellow. And at the 8 weeks, there's a lot more yellow. In fact, it's doubled. It's more than doubled the amount of collagen. So bottom line is simply just don't take collagen, activate your own collagen production. And so it's marine based. So it's not from glyphosate filled fields, and where they were, it's not that. And as a farmer, I think I can say that, and I've done my own research on that and the other products. And so we test everything from the ground up and now the sea up. And so it tastes great. It's a citrus berry extract. You think fish collagen, it's going to taste awful. You ever had an omega that it just tastes terrible, or you burp it up? Not this. You want to drink 2-3 bottles, but you just need one a day. And so what's not in it? No added sugar, no artificial sweeteners, no GMOs, right? Then most farms, it's GMO. So no non-GMO, dairy-free, gluten-free, soy-free. It tastes great. So what's not in it and what's in it is what makes it so powerful. And so why a liquid? Just real quick, that top line there, large collagen protein pieces are very hard to digest. Name a powder, right? And since you can't absorb it, it only works about a 10 to 30%. And when you compare it to our liquid with 10 peptides and what it does, there's just no comparison. So I guess you get what you pay for. This was difficult to put together, to source, to do, but these are the results. So increasing your skin density, we already talked about it, collagen skin density by 100%. And I'll just read the numbers: up by 22%, up by 10%, up by 200%, up by 8%. That's why when we take these, we see it quickly. People see it. Documentation beats conversation. And so look at these pictures of the woman on the right. And these are pictures of people we know they're not actors. They're not, you can see some of the lighting's not perfect. They just took their before picture and then took an after picture. And for most of us, it was like, wow. And so look at that woman's neck and around her face, her eyes. That's Carrie that just introduced me on the left. Look at the brightness in her eyes. The woman on the right side there, she gets accused of showing pictures of herself and her daughter. Right? This is Betty. I think she's in San Diego. Thank goodness Betty took these pictures from day one and just progressed along and took more pictures. We could do this all day, actually. Men, women, look at the necklines. Again, that's one of the hardest things to be able to not have the flappy turkey neck, right? Men, all colors, ethnicities. Look at the brightness of the eyes, the skin. You can just see I'm sorry, I'm going pretty quick, but I just want to, again, we could do this all day. Look at the woman on the right. Her name is Nancy, and she's a doctor. And she took these before pictures and after pictures. Thank you, Nancy, for taking these pictures. Again, more legs. So look at these young women, that have had children. And as a dad of daughters, I know my wife and I, we raised 2 daughters, and this is not them, but imagine how these girls feel. Just the self-esteem of what they feel now, and they've only probably been taking it for a short time. And imagine one is that one girl that says 20 days. So imagine after a year, the hairline on the gal on the left, right? She was showing these pictures about her face and how bright she was. And someone pointed out about her hairline. So more people with hair, and this is with our liquid collagen and the Protandim combined. So if you're getting these on the outside, imagine what's really happening on the inside. Only good things. And so again, the statistics from the studies show that together it's better. Our science people, after the collagen was a home run, they brought out a new product that's it's a daily firming complex, combats 11 visible ages of aging. And I'm not going to go through the list, but men are using this, right? When it came out, and my wife just fell in love with it. And so hey, I'll start using it. And I'm glad I did. So are you ready to begin living a life activated? right? We have a whole suite of products now, and from gut health to hair health to skin health, a product for our dogs. We have an amazing omega and an AM PM mineral supplement. And so we've got something for everybody. And our flagship that we start with is Protandim and usually collagen, but maybe you've got a different interest or different need. And all of us wash our hair. All of us use skincare. Well, why would we buy it from anybody else than so we can have a product that's Nrf2 activated? Or possibly you're searching for a little bit more. I was talking to one of my colleagues a couple days ago down in North Carolina, and he's brilliant. He's 65 years old. He's an engineer, and he is off the charts the way his mind works. And he's a fitness guy, right? And I don't know, can a guy say this about another guy? Like, he's a stud. And he said something to me, and I just want to get this straight because probably this is maybe one of the most important things I said. It just happened. And he said, Fred, my investment portfolio is worth millions. And I knew that. We were talking about business and LifeVantage and what we have our hands on. And that was a real understatement. And he said, I spent 50% of my time, or I spend 50% of my time on my investment portfolio, and the rest looking after my body and my mind. My body is worth at least as much as my mind, as much as my investments. So at least as much. So I'll just say 3 million. He says, when health goes, and it goes suddenly, everything else suffers. Not just 10 things or 20 things, everything suffers when that happens, and everything important to us takes a back seat. Earning income, being creative, helping others, giving to charities, serving God, everything suffers and we become dependent on others. My body and my mind is worth at least as much as my investments. Wow. And so we're just going to shift directions, and this part will be pretty quick. But what if you could have an opportunity with something, with the products that I just talked about, that's again, front of the curve. In your business, you have to have no assets, right? You don't need to buy anything other than the products you use. No overhead, no employees. You could work from anywhere. You have a customer call service center that supports you, answers questions, and supports your team as you build a team of customers and consumers, customers and partners. You have huge tax benefits. That's actually, in my introduction, one of the things that taught me about business is I learned, if I wanted to minimize my tax base, I had to have a business. I tried other businesses. The franchise we were buying went bust. We lost $30,000 in that as a down payment. LifeVantage dropped in our lap, and I was able to retire from my job within a year. And now we spend all the time we want with our grandkids and helping people. LifeVantage is debt-free. The woman on the right-hand side, that bottom corner, she's Erin Brockovich. If you don't know who she is, watch the movie Erin Brockovich. She's the #1 consumer advocate in the United States, at least. And she's on our board of directors. So some people say, well, it's just one of those things. Erin Brockovich is on our board of directors. I think that's, I can't be more excited about that. So get paid sharing the gift of activation for others. So what do? We just get started, right? We buy the products that we want to get started. Most people are starting with the Healthy Glow Enrollment Pack. We're grateful that we have that now in Canada and now in the UK. Others start with the business pack. That's how we started, with the business pack, because that was in that pack you get all the products, get to try them. It's the biggest bang for your buck, and it gives you the biggest tax deductions. And then pick up a subscription. So that will, everybody wants to, we have replenishable products. We use them up and we buy more. So the best thing to do is to set up a subscription and teach your people to do that. This is the income disclosure statement. You can see here's, when I saw this, I wanted out of my job. When I saw that this was, I had no overhead, no accounts receivable, product that was slowing the rate at which we age, and I had an open market around the world. I didn't have the skill set, but I had the desire, and I was like, I don't want to work till I'm 70 years old and missed the best time of my life as my family is expanding. And so maybe you just want to get your products for free. Well, we can help you do that. You know, maybe it's more. We look down this chart. It's kind of hard to see that. It is a public. It's on our website, and it's clear in the website picture. But you can make professional athlete money, right? And you don't have to be, Michael Jordan or whoever all the professional athletes that are really great are today. I can't even off the top of my head name one. But professional athlete money, or what would it take to be able to set your family free? Or what would it do to make it a little bit difference in your family, right? Multiple streams of income today cannot hurt with inflation and what's happening to our buying power. And I dare say it's not going to turn around and get better. So, but that's what's going on in the outside, and we can do something here for yourself, for your family, for the people you care about most, and set the example of have generational wealth. Building a LifeVantage business is like having generational wealth and assets that you can pass to your kids. And so take it, feel it, share it, join the movement today. We have fun, we make money, we make a difference. And will you want to join the team? So if so, I think that's the last slide. If so, welcome to LifeVantage. If you're a blue collar person or you're a professional, if you're a doctor or you're the hero of the society, I call the garbage men that pick up the trash, you're welcome here at LifeVantage, and let's go make a difference. So I'll stop the share.
Recording stopped.
Yay, Fred. Yay,
Thank
Fred.
you.
You did a wonderful job. That
25
was
minutes.
very tight, very good, very credible, very authentic. You did a great job.
Thank you.
Way better. I think it was a big improvement from last time, and you did a great job the first time. So I love your stories. I love your family, and I love your passion for our products and our people and our business. And I love the stuff you throw in. I love that part that you said about your friend who has a large financial portfolio, and he spends as much time on his health, wellness, and fitness as he does on the money part. That's absolutely huge, because without your
and he says Protandim is the number one product, and he's just started on the collagen, and he was like, I didn't know he wasn't using it yet, but he said there's a medical clinic in Greenville. The recording's off, so if anybody,
no worries.